What if your courage could save an entire nation? The story of Esther is not just about a young woman who became queen. It is about faith, sacrifice, and the unseen hand of God. Today, let us walk through one of the most dramatic stories in the Bible: the rise of Esther, the fall of Haman, and the victory of God's people. Our story begins in ancient Persia under the reign of King Xerxes. After Queen Vashti was removed, the king held a great search for a new queen. Among the young women brought before him was Esther, a Jewish orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai. Esther's beauty and grace captured the king's heart, and she was crowned Queen of Persia. Yet, no one knew her true identity. She was a daughter of Israel, part of a people living in exile. Mordecai watched from the background, pride and concern on his face. Enter Haman, a powerful noble elevated above all the officials. The king commanded everyone to bow before him, but Mordecai refused. He would not bow to a man. Haman's pride turned to hatred. When he learned that Mordecai was Jewish, his anger grew into a dark plan to destroy not just Mordecai but all the Jews in the empire. Haman persuaded the king to issue a decree. On a chosen day, every Jew was to be killed. When Mordecai learned of the decree, he tore his clothes, put on sackcloth, and wept in the city streets. He sent word to Esther, urging her to go before the king and beg for her people's lives. At first, Esther hesitated. She knew the law. Anyone who approached the king without being summoned could be executed. Yet Mordecai's reply pierced her heart. "Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone will escape. Who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?"
Go, gather all the Jews in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days. I and my attendants will fast as well. Then I will go to the king, even though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish.
For 3 days, prayers rose from the Jewish people. Then, clothed in royal robes, Esther entered the king's hall. The king looked upon her and held out his golden scepter. Her life was spared. Esther invited the king and Haman to a banquet, but instead of making her request immediately, she invited them to a second banquet. Meanwhile, Haman's pride deepened. Infuriated by Mordecai's refusal to bow, he built a giant gallows, determined to hang Mordecai upon it. At the second banquet, Esther revealed her secret. She was a Jew. She exposed Haman's wicked plot to destroy her people. The king, enraged, left the room in fury. Haman, trembling, begged Esther for mercy. But when the king returned, he saw Haman falling on the couch where Esther reclined, and his wrath blazed. Haman was sentenced to death, hanged on the very gallows he had built for Mordecai. Though Haman was gone, the decree remained. By Persian law, it could not be revoked. But the king gave Esther and Mordecai authority to write a new decree, one that allowed the Jews to defend themselves. On the appointed day, the Jews rose with courage. Their enemies were defeated, and God's people were saved. In remembrance, the Feast of Purim was established, a celebration of God's deliverance, joy, and victory over evil.